this image has its foundations in the way colonialism spoke about India. And when I say colonialism, I'm not talking about only British colonialism. I'm also talking about Muslim colonialism. I have worked on it. My papers are there online. Go back and check. The way they started speaking about Brahmins, for example, in 800, 700, etc., is very different at the beginning. They thought of them, they used to call them Barahima. So they used to think of him as intellectuals. Somewhere in the 10th century, 11th century, Al-Biruni comes and the discourse completely shifts. Suddenly, for why it happens, I have no idea. That is requires another kind of research that I have yet to do. Somebody who was intellectual, some nation which was very popular among the early Muslim scholars, suddenly becomes a nation which is very bad. Brahmins becomes bigots, they can become oppressive people. So Hinduism, the idea that there is one religion in India, that is Hinduism, and it is corrupt and it is bad, emerges there. It is this religion, one religion, Islam, and later Christianity, thought of Hinduism as a corrupt religion. If there is a corrupt religion, the culture that emerges from it, the nation that emerges from it, that the nation that is built on it has to be corrupt. That is the foundation of these images. The foundation of these images are not 10 people taking bribes in India. That is what Indians have done to it. We took those images very happily, put it on our Facebooks and on our Instagrams, etc., and provided 10 examples from our auto guy, from line man, etc., to run a research center. So we used to teach even +2 kids, which teach graduation kids, PhD students, postdoc, professionals. Everybody used to come for workshops, but not in the together, but in different workshops. There was one exercise that I used to do with the +2 kids in my college. They used to come for this workshop. The exercise is take the chapters from 8th, 9th, 10th textbooks, state board, CBSE, whatever, that is handy. The chapters on the last 300, 400 history of India on the one side, on the history of Europe on the other side. I used to take very small groups of 15, 20, 20 or 25 students and divide them into two groups. One group will deal with India. They will only read the chapters on India. The other group will read the chapters on Europe. Question to them. What is the question? I would give them an outline of a map of Europe to one group which is dealing with Europe, outline map of India to the other group. Every time in the chapters that have been given to you, whether it's Europe or India, if there is something negative about that part preferred, put a black bindi on the map. If there's something positive said about that place, put a green bindi on it. See, green has a positive meaning in my family, my culture, my part of the region, because my mother, she doesn't have a photo for wedding, but she got married into a very, even though as a Christian, but all our traditions, rituals are all very local, regional. So for her wedding, the only thing she remembers, she was very young, that she was completely green. Green bindi, green clip, green sari, green blouse, everything was green. That is how she remembers. So that is green for me. So this is the exercise. European group. It's very easy for them because if you remember your own textbooks, everything nice in the world is created by Europeans. From steam engine to good music to good books, science, art, doesn't matter what you think about it. Everything is created by the map. It's very easy to create map. Come to the other group, the Indian group. It always used to create problem. They will have debates. They'll come and ask me 200 times the questions. I have to resolve them. By then the European group has finished. I had to manage them. Otherwise, the young kids, they'll start making noise, creating problems for me for the session. So I had to get rid of them. I had to send them out. Go and take break. You keep whatever you've done, keep here, go out, take break. And the Indian group, I used to attend them. A student will come and ask, Sir, Raja Ram Mohan Roy has fought against Sati system in India. Is it a positive statement or a negative statement? Some kid will state it's positive. Other kids will say it is negative. Why is it positive? I would ask them. Sir, somebody has spotted in such a big problem. I'd ask the other kid, why are you objecting to it? Sir, but it is saying that there is Sati problem in India. It should be negative, isn't it? How is it positive? If I say in your family, forbid it happens, but imagine I say in your family, your mother beats your father. Is it a positive statement or a negative statement? Every day she beats. It is that kind of statement. So, it may be saying something nice about one person called Rajaram Mohan Roy, but it's saying negative things about entire culture, entire nation, entire civilization. So don't put green bindi, put a blank bindi there. So debate used to go on for 10, 15, 15 minutes. If there's something which is both positive and negative somehow, so what do we do, sir? Okay, cut the bindi, put half and green and half black. All right, 15, 20 minutes ho gaya. Everybody has done their exercises. Now the group will send their leaders to present in front of the class. The European group will come, open the map. There's only green bindis there, no black bindis. I've never found one. If you find ever one, let me know. The other group will present the Indian map. There was never one green bindi there. That is India for me. The images that we have accepted and perpetuate when we put it on our Facebook, on our Instagram, this is what we are doing. Bharat Mata Ko. We are putting black bindis, not even a single green bindi. The word corruption is from Christian theology, where you talk about the corruption of souls. You talk about corruptio. So a person, there are two processes. One is when the person is getting converted, there's a convertio, and then there are these problems. Something happens, it doesn't happen, which means the person does not move in the direction of God. So that becomes corruption. That is the corruption that we think about in the Western context. So that is the image which can be applied by a religion only to a rival religion. So if in Christianity speaking, only and only non-Abrahamic religions are corrupt religions, which is Hinduism. So the numbers don't matter there. To the other part of the question, can we make a survey and find out that more bribes are taken in the US than in India or the other way around? If that's the part of the question, no. So then this is the basic crux. The problem that Indians face, we don't understand Christian theology. We don't understand, therefore, Christian history, European history, and we assume we understand what people are saying when they say India is corrupt. They say are talking about an entire religion. They're talking about something which we don't have any idea. The force that is behind the word corruption, the behind the word moral, etc., which doesn't get translated into Indian languages at all. So we have no clue. To give you a very not a very good example, for a simple example, if somebody takes bribes, imagine an auto guide cheats you somehow and takes 50 rupees extra from you. We don't talk about the guy as a महापापी है वो, दुष्ट है वो, घोर पापी है, घोर अन्याय किया है. That's not how we speak about it. We say, yeah, इतना नीच आदमी है. Maybe we'll say, give a gali which I don't want to give here in the public, and then you move away. We think of it as a bad thing. We think of it as unethical. But the force with which it is described when it is about an entire culture and nation is not the force with which we think about a incident of bribery. Very easily we use this word corrupt and we talk about India is corrupt, etc. We don't even understand what's happening. I'll give you an example to show you why we didn't understand. Every time something happens in India, one unfortunate case somewhere in India, or it's bribery or rape or whatever, we jump to talk about Indian culture. हाँ, India में ऐसे ही होता है, India is corrupt, etc. Something happens in the West. Every other week, we see that in the US, young kids are shot dead. Somebody takes the word. Never ever any media anywhere, nor your Facebook warriors, nobody talks about, हाँ European culture ही ऐसा है, American culture ही ऐसा है. Nobody never says. Something happens in India, you go straight to talk about, हाँ Hinduism ने सिखाया है. This is how Hinduism has taught us. अभी थोड़ा कम हुआ है because of all kinds of political correctness, but others, that is the statement that we used to make until 10, 15 years ago. So anything happens, whether it's World War, whether a crusade, we never said it all happened because of Christianity. Do you understand the difference what's happening? When something bad happens in the West, in Europe, in America, etc., they say we should go back and learn our own roots. We should go back and learn American values. We should go back and understand our Christianity. That is what the solution for all the problem is. Something happens in India, forget about talking about going back to our roots, going understanding our values. I showed you a valued education slide from our current CBSE textbook. What are they teaching you? They're teaching you exactly the opposite of it. That is the difference that I'm trying to get across.